You start talking to deputies, are you going to stand outside while people are dying? Or are you going to go in? And most of the deputies on their own come to the point that, well, we're going to go in. And so what this is it's formalized training. We've talked this for the last 8 years. And we talked with Brad, and Brad does a lot of teaching nationally, internationally, and is also a reserve deputy here, a former sergeant with Highway Patrol, a lot of good background in his life. And so we looked at formalizing the plan in and of itself. So with this plan, we're reinforcing the teaching model that goes along with this, so you do it as tactically sound as you can, and yet get to where the action is occurring. And as you arrive on scene, you engage and you stop the event. Everything we do is trying to slow the event down to start with. If you look at it from an architectural standpoint, the construct of having the exterior of the building locked slows the individual down. And since Sandy Hook, we've looked at some options because the guy shot through a window and then reached through and opened a locked door. They had followed everything that they were told to do. Now we've looked at adding film to windows where you can shoot through it, but you can't reach through it. And you can beat on it and beat on it and beat on it, and maybe it'll slow you down enough till we arrive. But we're looking at architectural barriers to make that happen. And as you just saw in one of the scenarios, the bad guy went to the library, but the door was locked. Well, we believe that every interior door, particularly classroom doors, should have a deadbolt that's hand-operated from the inside, key from the outside. They go in, they secure that door, it slows the event down. Every second that the event is slowed down, our lives saved. They're lives saved. So with law enforcement responses occurring as rapidly as possible, architectural barriers, and looking at the model, the training model, everything that we do is based around trying to isolate the individual, slow them down, that's locking them out. We try to do everything we can so to give the individual teacher the ability to make decisions on, well, do I need to evacuate? Do I need to run? And if you can run and distance yourself, then we teach them to do that. And the last stitch to it is if we're not there and the person's coming in, fight, take them out, do what's necessary. And you know, that's a mindset change. So often in society we try not to engage people, we try not to have to fight, but there's a point where you have a right of self-defense, and it's important that we do so. Our job is to get here as rapidly as we can possibly do and terminate the situation, stop that situation. But we also, the other training component is what we do with the schools on teaching them to literally create that architectural barrier, to lock them out, to evacuate when they can do so, and if necessary, do whatever they can to physically take that person out. We've had on one training in the state, I noted that one of our local principals was in a building, and the person busted out a window to get into the room and reached in, and that female principal picked up a 2¼ pound fire extinguisher, and I thought was going to break the guy's arm. She hit it hard enough. You know what? The guy reached back out. He didn't leave his arm in there. There are things, and you go, well, that's pretty aggressive. The guy's trying to kill you. The guy's trying to kill you. So one side of it, training for the schools, architectural barriers for the schools. The other side of it is the training component for our people. We do not wait. We arrive on scene, we go in. And as other people come to back you up, great. But the issue is that each person has the responsibility to go in and stop murder in progress. And that's what we're discussing, is murder in progress. Well, we've been working with the schools for several years, doing active shooter drills and things of that order. I think our ultimate goal, and in this county, we're very fortunate. All of the schools with which we regularly work are vested in the ERIP program, which is a state-owned plan. I will tell you that Brad Spicer is the developer of that plan, but it's a state-owned plan now, and they're as vested as we can get. We can pull up floor plans on our computers, things of that order, and see that. Plus, we're preparing handouts for our vehicles. So we work with the schools in developing their crisis models within the construct of ERIP. And we continue to work with them. We encourage them to do active shooter drills at least twice a year. And then the training with our people. And our people right now means the sheriff's office. We intend on broadening that to include ambulance and fire and dispatch. I think it would be beneficial for a dispatcher to sit inside of here and watch the procedures that goes forward. Michelle, you mentioned how long that was, sitting there waiting, hearing the bang, bang, bang going off. It is. It's a long time. So again, the faster we can intervene, the better off we are. This is the first formalized training that we've done with individual active shooter response. We've done it as teams, we've done it as SWAT. And depending on the scenario, if you had a hostage situation where we have time, we'll form up SWAT and bring SWAT in. We'll have hostage negotiators. If we have a situation that's a little different, an out-of-control student, it's a little different scenario. But what we're talking about here is murder in progress. We're talking about active shooter with rampage shooting, moving from location to location within a building, looking for body count. Our job here is to arrive and engage, and that's what this training is about. We believe that we're the first agency to formalize this training, perhaps in the United States. First line of defense is architecture. Second line of defense, realistically, are our school resource deputies. They're in place, and you just watch the scenario with the individual going through it was one of our SROs. And I'd point out to you that Deputy Lamondre did an incredible job. We expect our SROs to not be ready for retirement. We expect them to be competent, tactically sound, and ready to engage whatever situation. And understanding that the SRO program is not just a security in the building. It is an individual that deals with building security, that works with the school administration on that building security. It's the individual they're the law enforcement presence in the building. They're also there to mentor kids. They're there to build relationships. They're there to teach classes. They bring expertise to the table. One of our school resource, the sergeant for the school resource unit, Kevin Woodson, master's is in criminal justice and actually teaches a criminal justice block at his school. But their first and primary function comes back to interdicting criminal behavior, and mass shooters are criminal behavior. Follow-up training. As we expand through this program, we would look at using, for instance, drama club or some club, and you know what a melange kit is? Makes wounds, and makes it look like the wounds are real. And I want to tell you, when you come into this building, you watch stress level. Your stress level increased. I watched you all. That was interesting. Yeah, but the other side of that is not only does the responding deputy stress level go up, but you throw dead students on the floor or wounded students that are sobbing or yelling, and you watch the additional stress that goes into it, and you have to be able to go past that person and stop the shooting. You have to render it safe for paramedics to enter this building. You have to render it safe for everyone to be able to recover from it as rapidly as possible. What we're doing is, if we shorten the event, we build resiliency into people. And the more resilient we are, the better trained we are, the faster we recover. That's why we also do the training with students. If you look at it, students know exactly what to do when the fire drill happens, right? They know what to do when a tornado drill happens. And if they have that same training model with active shooter drills, the same resiliency is built into them. They know, oh, I know what to do. If I know what to do, I've got a plan, I work the plan. And that's exactly what we're doing with our deputies as well. We have school resource deputies at Eugene, Russellville, and Blair Oaks. We also do the DARE program at the elementary schools attached to those three, plus the parochial schools that feed the different schools. In addition to that, we also do the DARE program at Pioneer Trails.